She say she want hood nigga. I keep the perk by the pound. The trunk stay bumpin', y'all know we run the town. Hood nigga. And I keep a bad bitch around. Thick bitch, long hair, yellow, white, red, brown. Hood nigga. And my Chevy sitting on 24s. Flats look like flapjack. Pancake, you ain't no hood nigga. I'ma play the game how it go. They can take me out the hood, but I'ma keep it hood, folks. I'm on that good and alcohol. I got some down bitches I can't call. What's that? I don't know what I'ma do without y'all. I'ma fall till the day I fall. Yeah, long as my bitches love me. Country shit, country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Country shit.
Let me tell you about this super fly, dirt coast muddy water. Shorty, pop that pussy if you wanna. Let me tell you about this old school pouring lean candy yams and collard greens, pocket full of stones, riding clean.
Well, I'm just one parlay away from a new house, new car. I'm just one parlay away. Trust I'ma take us far. I'm just one parlay away, one parlay away, one parlay away. Oh, I took the Chiefs on over, took my homes on yards. Everything is going good so far, so far. Lakers beating the Knicks, spread is only 6. 2 minutes left in the game, baby. I'm about to hit. Ow!
I need out, yeah, I need out. Blood pressure higher than a body count. Tomorrow she has to go. She's a mama. I think I married a hoe. Married a hoe. I said, mama, I think I married a hoe. I made a mistake, mama. No, oh no. I want you. A man can't do nothing for you. All these hoes ain't loyal. Ain't loyal. All these hoes ain't loyal. Yeah. These hoes ain't loyal. Yeah. These hoes ain't loyal. 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 These hoes ain't loyal. When a rich brother wants you, and your man can't do nothing for you. All these hoes ain't loyal. Ain't loyal. Whoa, these hoes ain't loyal. Yeah. These hoes ain't loyal. Yeah. These hoes ain't loyal. 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 These hoes ain't loyal.
All right, y'all. We back up in here again, man. Welcome back, man. But we doing Caring Friend, bro. I ain't did Caring Friend in a long time, y'all. We about to get this one going up in here tonight, man. But welcome back, y'all, to another episode of the JVJ Network. I am your host. Let's talk with JVJ. Man, on y'all way in as usual, man, do your boy a favor because we trying to grow around here, man. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, share, turn notifications on. Make sure you click all. And like the video, man. I heard it's a thing on YouTube now, man. I've been gone too long. I don't know nothing about nothing no more. But yeah, do that for your boy, man. Tonight is a Friday night show, so you know how I get down on Fridays, man. I'm just gonna cover some things that I really was popping up on my mind, hit me on the brain, man. Stuff that was kind of interesting me a little bit. But I hope all of y'all ready to get into it because I'm ready to get into it, man. I ain't even gonna waste no time. We just gonna jump right into it. So as usual, get your cigarettes, get your weed, get whatever you need. We about to get into the first video. Shout out to the amazing Lucas for this one, because yeah, he brought it to us. He pretty much the title of the video is he begged Trump on camera because it finally happened to him. All right, he begged Trump on camera because it finally happened to him. It's pretty much his Trump supporter that voted for him, and his wife got deported or some shit like that. Either way, though, let's go ahead and jump into it and see what we got.
Please, she does not deserve this. She's the sweetest person and she prayed for you.
Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna be honest with you. My guilty pleasure in life right now is watching Trump voters FOing, bruh. It is, man, and this story, God, this story is just, it is amazing. If I could put this story just directly into my veins, bruh, I would. 100%. If I could synthesize this into a pill, I would be a pill popper, bro. This story is just God tier. You have this man, it's always a Floridian, these dolts, right? You have this small business owner and he's crying, right? He cried all through the interview. Right? And the reason why he's crying, you already know. The woman who he's been with for over 20 years. 20 years, fam? 20 years. Meow, out of here, bruh. Trump done deported her butt. Meow, out of here. She's now in a detention facility, calling him like she's a... like she's doing hard time. Yeah, because you're not speaking English. She speaks Spanish. Okay, like I said, that's why we had to stop our Spanish sessions because I ain't trying to get deported, bro. They deport anybody who's speaking Spanish or anything other than English. So y'all be careful, okay? Y'all be careful out there.
All right, look. I know some people gonna come across this one and be like, man, look, this is just cruel, this is mean. There is a point behind this. I want y'all to understand. We ain't over here just talk shit. There is a point behind this, and it's an important lesson that I think a lot of people, especially of other demographic communities, need to learn. So let's continue to keep going because Luke is cooking right now.
Wake up, nigga.
Listen, they always give the same exact reason. Always. I didn't know this is what he meant. I didn't know.
I didn't vote for this, but I definitely voted Republican.
And I'm just like, yes, you're right. I have no sympathy for them. Their pain brings me pleasure, okay? I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. When I see stories like this, I get giddy, bro. I can't help but just read and watch their pain. I want to put their tears in a cup and drink it. It's amazing, okay? You have this man bawling like, I didn't know a man could cry this much.
It's been 8 months. I didn't know a man could cry this much.
Bawling over what he decided to vote for. What he decided to vote for. I was warning people, especially the Latinos, especially the Cubanos, okay? The Cubanos who voted for Trump in record numbers. Ironically, wifey is Cubano, okay? She's Cuban.
Cuban's not going to get deported, so don't worry about it.
Wrong-o.
And they got her butt up, bro, because she lost her residency due to some type of traffic stop, okay? She had a legal residency, now it's gone. So she's been doing her due diligence, trying to get it back and everything.
She lost her legal residency and got a deportation order back in 2008 after a traffic stop.
I come pull up on her, take her purse and dumped it all out, right? Just straight disrespect. You know how they do it. If they disrespecting white men and women, you know your Cuban ass is in trouble.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Dumped it all out. 3 Xanax pills pop out of there, right? Oh, game over. Finito, adios, bye-bye, sayonara.
Dump the purse out and 3 Xanax pills fall out.
They take her butt. She hasn't seen a judge. I think she said, I believe it was 8 months or something. But the cherry on top is they got her, right, as like a dangerous criminal, as one of the worst of the worst. They got her on drug possession, dangerous drugs, right? Dangerous drugs.
DHS has her listed among the worst of the worst, a criminal arrested for dangerous drugs in possession.
Okay, hold on, y'all. We got to go back and look at that, man. Like, this is crazy, y'all, because you remember Trump them came out and said, because like there was a lot of pushback, especially from the people on the left when they were talking about kicking all these people, deporting this amount of people out, and they were like, well, we're getting the violent criminals and all of them out of here. This lady had 3 Xanax pills, bro. They got her listed as a dangerous drug possession. They got her on the list of the worst of the worst. Hey, y'all can't tell me that shit ain't fucking funny right there, bro. Hey, this shit crazy. You got Op in the building. He said, drink their tears. That's Lucas Whiteside talking. You ain't gonna lie, I cringed a little bit when he said he want to drink their tears. I just thought about it. That'd be nasty. Ugh. Nigga want ugh. Yeah, that ain't it. But nah, man, I'm just laughing at these. Look, the main point's gonna come at the end of this shit, but I'm gonna let them keep going, man, because that's crazy. Dangerous drugs. She on the list of the worst of the worst. That's crazy.
Drugs in possession.
Oh, we got commercials, y'all. We got commercials around this bitch tonight.
With Forex.
I love it. I love it, bro. I love this story, genuinely. If I could marry this story, I would. That's how much I love this story. That's how much I love this story. And his reaction is just really the whipped cream on top of the freaking, the chocolate milkshake. I don't know what to tell you. Because he's just thinking, yeah, I voted for this, but not for this.
Well, you voted for this.
Yeah, I've heard that from people.
What do you tell those people?
I'm sorry. I didn't know that this was going to happen.
But Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
And I'm just like...
And look, this what I be like. And this why I be looking at these folks like they crazy. I don't care what anybody of any other group has to say. Throughout the history of this country, the black community has been the goddamn moral backbone of this country. Every time we tell y'all don't do something, y'all do it. Look what happened with it. I'm talking about when we speak collectively as a group, because we collectively can call some shit out. Now, do individual people do fucked up shit? Hell yeah. Do stupid shit? Hell yeah. But this black community been on point with this, man. We told y'all that motherfucker was a racist. Y'all gonna come to the black people and tell the black people we don't know a racist when we see one. We've been seeing them my whole fucking life. But it's crazy though. And now you out here crying. I don't have no fucking no sympathy for the motherfucker either, bro. You voted for this shit knowing that he was gonna be kicking out people out of this country. You know these people's lives are gonna get uprooted. Like, dude, they going back to a country they ain't been in for probably years and shit. And you just gonna send them over there like, well, who gives a fuck? Just throwing people to the wayside. I can understand if they were doing some violent shit, but you didn't care about that. Now they done took your wife. They done took your girl from you. And now you want to cry like a little bitch. Nah, man, I ain't got no sympathy for these dudes, man. You got to stand 10 toes on that shit, man. If you going to stand for it, stand for it. Don't be crying now. How about you get your ass up and go on? Well, she's still in custody. They say they had her in there for 8 months. She still ain't seen no judge. But once they send her back to Cuba, because that's where they're going to send her. Well, they might send her to Guantanamo. I don't know. They might send her anywhere. Ain't no telling, man. They might send her to Africa. But wherever they send her to, bro, because you voted for this, you just need to pick your shit up and go on over there where she at. That's what you need to do. That's the easy way for you to do it, bro. Go on over there. Just figure out the visa program over there. You say, hey, but Trump has got electrolytes. Hell yeah, he got them. Got these folks stupid out here, man. But let's keep going, though.
Come here. Huh? Are you stupid? I know you're stupid, but how stupid are you? Do you even know how stupid you are? Or are you so stupid that the possibilities are endless? Like, we are dealing with a black hole of stupid. Is that what we're dealing with? What do you mean? I was expecting him to say, well, I thought they were going to go after the criminals. Pimpin', you are a criminal in their eyes. Wifey is a criminal in their eyes. And you see, you're starting to get the real black experience when you start getting trumped up charges. got 3 Xanax pills, and now you on America's Most Wanted. You got Trump Jr. doing coke on TV. You got Biden's son doing lines in the White House. But your little señorita had 3 Xanax pills. Count with me. 1, 2, 3. That's correct. And her butt is gone, fam. They got her dealing her like she's El Chapo or something, okay? Welcome to America, pimpin'. I hope you enjoy your stay. And I hope you bawl yourself, you cry yourself to sleep every night. And you wanna know something? I hope she does get deported back to Cuba. I hope she does. I hope she's on a one-way ticket to Cuba, and I wanna be there so I can record your crying little, whiny little butt, so that you never forget this moment. Never. Because you know how it is. Every single 4 years, they'll go and vote for Satan himself. Satan screws them the first year, the third year, and even all the way up until November of the 4th year, right? And then Satan's like, well, you know what? It's really the other guys that are really the bad guys, okay? They want to destroy the country. That's what they want to do. And these mofos, like clockwork, bro. They'll go, yeah, you're right. You're right. They do want to destroy the country. I'm going to vote for Satan again. That's how it happens every single time. And honestly, it gets to the point where you need to start seeing some repercussions for your vote so that you understand that voting has consequences. That is not so much of, oh, I like what that guy says. True. When everybody is warning you, listen, you got a whole ass Cuban woman with you, bruh. What are you talking about? They're going to deport her. Listen, you got a whole ass illegal alien family on the couch. They're going to come after you. And what do they say? No, not me. No, it's no Superman, no here. No.
Well, we're looking for a missing.
I know, Mr. Superman.
He knows here.
At that point, what do? And then they want me to cry? They want me to cry and be upset about ICE detention centers and go out and protest? Nah, fam, I'm gonna need to run them papers, bro. Let me see them exit polls. Who did you vote for? That's what I'd like to know. Who are they taking right now? Do any of those people vote? Do any of them have family members who voted? Do any of them have pro-Trump posts on their social media? That's what I'd like to know. Because nobody should be going out in them streets for people like this. Not at all. 100%.
And look, I'm with you on that. And that's why I've been telling y'all, man, look, I'm being like Santa Claus. I'm being like Santa Claus because I done seen this act done many, many times before. I watched it the first time. The same people that was out there talking about how they would Trump. And then when it all started going downhill, right when he was getting the fuck out, and then Biden got in there for that first year, they were talking about they ain't vote for Trump shit, just lying like a motherfucker, knowing good and goddamn well you had on the MAGA hat not even fucking 5 months ago. I'm making a list, and I'm going to check it twice, motherfucker. Like, nah, all these people that gonna be sitting around here acting like after this motherfucker get out of office, because he already fucking shit up. I don't care what nobody on the right want to say. That dude fucking up the economy. He fucking up our world standing. He fucking up everything right now. He just fucking shit up. And he being outwardly racist in the motherfucker. Y'all told us he wasn't racist, but you know, now he putting black people faces on monkeys and shit. But you know, that still ain't racist either, right? Nah, man, he fucking up. I want to make sure all the people that wanted to vote for him, all the people that talked all that shit, that came around here telling us that we got TDS and all that shit, I'm gonna want y'all to know. I'm gonna remember who he is. Don't turn around and lie in a couple years talking about, nah, I ain't vote for that motherfucker. Nah, we ain't hearing that. I'm gonna say, take your ass over there on the short bus. Nah, don't even want to hear what you got to fucking say about this. Come to politics, economy, take your bitch ass over there. They selling unicorns and rainbows over there. Go on, take your ass over there, because you like to believe in that shit. Either way, though, let's keep going, though, man. I'm sorry. And salute Hurricane Uncanny. I see y'all up in this bit.
%. You should be cheering on the deportations of family members, relatives, cousins, whatever, for every single person who voted for Trump, because that's what they voted for. And I want them to receive what they voted for, okay? That's what I want, bruh. I'm going to be your attorney, bruh. I'm going to be your attorney to make sure you get everything you deserve to get. That's what I'm going to do. And I think that's what we should do as an American people, at least those of us with an IQ above room temperature. That's the only way these people can learn, okay? They don't learn through facts and evidence. They learn through pain. And this is a similar occurrence that happened not too long ago. It was recently, you had another couple who was like, Trump destroyed my life. Okay, he destroyed our lives because they took away my fiance and they voted for him. So no, you're right. I have no sympathy, no tears, dry as the Sierra Desert, bruh. None for them. Because yes, it may hurt them, but guess what? Their piss poor IQ, their lack of understanding consequences now impacts all of us, okay? So we are all...
And I'm gonna say this, Luke is giving them a little pass when he's saying they just incompetent, they so stupid, they don't know. A lot of them were, but a lot of them also knew what the hell they was doing. They thought they were gonna hurt somebody else and they was safe. And then next thing you know, that shit at their front fucking doorstep. You know, people don't care about, I notice about a lot of Americans and the greater society inside of America, because they got a long track record of not giving a fuck. But a lot of people don't care about stuff that's happening down the street, in another town, in another city, in another state. But when it's at their fucking city, it's at their school, it's at their church, it's at their house, oh, now they want everybody else to come around and fucking speak for them. Now, where was you at when we needed you? No, deal with it. And we got to start being on that type of time, man. Because that people don't learn from shit like that. When you make a mistake and people just brush it off as if it's nothing, you're going to continue to keep making this mistake, especially when you know you're getting away with it. Don't let them get away with it. They made this bed, make them motherfuckers lie in it, bro. Make them lie in it. And the sad part of the time, y'all black people suffering too. Look, we've been suffering since we've been in this country. It ain't been look, it can get a lot worse than this and we'll still be fine. We've been here, done that, got the t-shirts. And got the scars and the blood and shit, all that shit for this shit. We good. Y'all motherfuckers got to figure it the fuck out.
All screwed because you wanted to be selfish. Damn. We're all screwed because you wanted to, oh yeah, take that, Democrats. You screwed the whole country to get back at what, a political party, fam? What? That doesn't make any sense. Huh? You want to destroy the country to say, take that, libtard? We're going to get into World War III to say, what? Take that, libtard? We're not going to arrest anybody in the Epstein files to say, what? Take that, libtard? You guys are dolts, okay? And if it was up to me, the consequences would be a little more severe. But I think this is sufficient enough. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not when you heard the story, you actually started bawling your eyes out from laughter. You were crying because you were laughing so hard, or you started jumping up and dancing because you were so excited and happy for what happened. Let me know. Okay, for me, it was a mixture of both. Anyways, if you happen to disagree.
And look, it was a little bit of, actually it wasn't a little bit of both for me. I didn't have no sympathy for it. I didn't laugh at none of that shit. Like, it ain't even funny to me because honestly, y'all, I don't really see the pain in seeing other people. Well, I don't get the joy that some people get out of seeing other people suffer. Say it like that. I don't get the joy that some people get out of seeing other people suffer, but some people do. Some people truly do. And it's instant. But I guess if it's like your worst enemy or something, like I guess that's perfectly fine if you want to, hate him, hate his guts, hate everything about him. Like I get that, I guess. But like I don't even take no joy out of these stupid motherfuckers goddamn voting for something that was clearly obvious, like plain as day, y'all. This dude was a piece of shit. And you put him back in office again, bro. Like after everything, it's like they forgot 4 years of fucking this motherfucker in here. The nigga lied to you about COVID, bro. He lied to you about COVID. COVID was in this country for months before that motherfucker even acknowledged that it was here. He knew it was here. And then he fought it the whole time. He fought fucking people trying to protect themselves the whole time. And everybody can have their issue with the CDC and that Dr. Fauci and all that. Then you can have whatever you want. At the end of the day, we all know it was a fucking virus out here. And they were trying to just do whatever the fuck they could do to try to protect people. This motherfucker fought that shit tooth and nail. Crashed the fucking economy after he got in and just spent bread, because he was spending bread like a motherfucker. Y'all said y'all didn't like Obama for the executive orders. This motherfucker came in writing executive order left and right. He ain't had no problem with that shit. I'm like, man, dude, we had 4 years of that. And you put them right back there? And they did because they wanted to hurt other people, bro. They wanted to stick it to the libs. They wanted to hurt the immigrants. They thought they were going to hurt the black community. I don't know why a lot of people think that the black community are immigrants. Y'all can't deport shit around here. Just so y'all know, y'all can't deport a goddamn thing. You got a better chance of deporting a ham sandwich than you will to getting a black person up out this country. A black American born from here. Yeah, you go try. But look, man, that was that video, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that one, man. I don't know, man. I don't feel no sympathy for them folks, bro. I don't feel no sympathy for them at all. And a good reason why I don't feel sympathy for them is pertaining to this next video I'm about to show y'all. Because I'm just like, these motherfuckers so sick in the head that they will lie on folks, lie on a group of people. And it's like, with the big followings that you have and the influence that you have and the access to technology that you have, why would you tell that bold-faced ass lie? Because the motherfuckers know ain't nobody gonna look shit up. Well, we about to go to a video from Young Don. Young Don reacts. He's covering one of these Asmon Golds. Like, I don't know who this dirty ass white boy is, but I've been seeing him on here a lot, and I see he got a big ass following. I guess he a streamer or something. But he came up to say something the other day in his junky ass room, and I'm just gonna let y'all see it, man. So without further ado, man, let's go and get to the Young Don. Young Don reacts to this motherfucking shit right here, man. Where my button at? Let's go.
Exposing the grift, debunking Asmon Gold on IQ in less than 10 minutes. Video by The Birdman. Yeah, let's go ahead and check this out. Oh yes, Ratman is up to his typical Ratman activities again. Being racist. Okay, let's see here.
In one of the most ironic social media posts of all time, Asmon Gold makes the claim, in response to Mehdi Hassan, that the average IQ in Somalia is 68, and that this claim isn't racist, but a fact. What makes this post ironic is the very last bit, where Zach claims Hassan's tweet is an attempt to push a narrative. Well, not only is this Asmon Gold's attempt to push a narrative, but the claim itself that African people have low IQs is also an attempt to push a narrative.
So he's basically saying that average Somalian is essentially retarded, which makes me wonder, how is it then that Somalians were able to defraud the US government by the tune of billions of dollars? Right? Isn't that what all these racists are saying? Isn't that why they ended up shooting 2 innocent people in Minnesota recently? All started with some noise about Somalian fraud. And so I don't know about y'all, but if a retard can trick me into giving them billions of dollars, I think that makes me the retard. No. Interesting. Okay.
That number typically traces back to the work of Richard Lynn. This guy, a literal self-described scientific racist.
And I'm like, I really want y'all to understand, sometimes it matters where you get the information from. Like, you know, people always say don't kill the messenger. Sometimes it matters where you're getting certain information from, because then you can understand if it's biased or not, if they feel a certain type of way about it. This guy that he was quoting, I want y'all to hear some of the sick ass shit this motherfucker was on, bro. He was on some real sick ass shit. And he's still an accredited fucking scientist or whatever the hell he is.
This man was part of a secret eugenics conference where, and I'm not joking, there were people favorably arguing in favor of pedophilia.
Of course. Of course. Yeah, man. Yeah, not surprising. These people, they're always like this. They have a problem with the kids, man, touching little kids. I don't know what's wrong with them.
Oh, yeah. This is the guy Asmon Gold is quoting. Lynn published a paper in 1982 called IQ in Africa in the pseudoscientific journal The Mankind Quarterly, a white supremacist outlet that is currently maintained by the hilariously named Human Diversity Foundation, a far-right white nationalist company. In this journal, Flynn argued that the IQ of sub-Saharan Africa was around 70.
Enjoy 24-hour access at most Planet Fitness clubs.
No mind these
$1 down,
goddamn commercials. Y'all need to go to
Deal
the
ends
gym and work
February
the fuck out.
27th.
Yeah, go
Hand
work
off your
out.
taxes.
Oh, Lord. They got 2 of them. All right. Yeah, she need to go work out too right here. Come on now.
Sub-Saharan Africa.
Right.
Yes. Lynn's argument was that a continent that consists of about 50 countries all had a similar very low IQ.
Yeah.
The obvious problem with this argument is that Africa is huge and there are over 1 billion people with over 1,000 different ethnic groups. Nigeria alone has more than 200 ethnic groups, and that's a single country.
And what you need to understand is that there is more genetic distance, genetic variation between 2 neighboring African tribes of different African ethnic groups than there is between white people and Chinese people. Like, this is what you need to understand. The amount of genetic diversity in Africa, it's like, it's a chasm, it's a canyon of width compared to the distance between Germans and British people, but even white people and Asian people. The point is, if you're going to go with this idea that there is a genetic component to determining one's IQ, you can't take the test results of one group of people and then apply it to all Africans.
Do you think Lynn tested every ethnic group in?
And I want y'all to understand that argument, because we argue against that shit a lot over here. Because I get that argument, especially from my Caucasian brothers and sisters. Not the ones who be making the accusations, but I still got some Caucasian brothers and sisters out here. But the ones who make the argument that this group of black people in this city, in this town, in this part of that town did this, so now that's the pretty much reputation for all black people out here. It's always those people that do that shit. That motherfucker tested a few Somalians in Somalia, which Somalia being a big ass, well, a decent sized country for what it is, all these different people there. He tested less than 100 people and attributed the test scores that they had in that environment, in that area, to be attributable to everybody in Africa. When it didn't show you how sick, man. Look, that's why they used to draw Africa real small on the map, because they didn't want people to know Africa was actually big. Africa is one of the biggest continents on the fucking planet. Like, it's crazy that they always try to minimize what Africa is. It don't matter though. Either way, let them keep going.
Nigeria, let alone the rest of the continent? Yeah, me neither. Anyway, the important part is other psychologists went back and actually checked Lynn's work. Wichards, Dolan, and von der Maas published a systematic review in the journal Intelligence, looking at IQ data from sub-Saharan African samples. What they found was that because African countries are developing countries, they hadn't experienced the variables that caused the Flynn effect, such as improvements to nutrition, healthcare, and even toys.
Right.
In other words, the environment is the most relevant variable in determining one's IQ score, not genetics. But let's rewind for a second, because I mentioned something that you all may not be familiar with: the Flynn effect. The Flynn effect is the observed rise in IQ scores over time. Basically, if you gave an average person from 1901 a modern IQ test, they would score dramatically lower than the people of today. Not because they were genetically predisposed to being less intelligent, but because IQ tests measure certain types of abstract reasoning, pattern recognition, and problem solving that modern societies train us in constantly.
Right. Yeah.
We're going to
again, let's not forget that when the high IQ European Caucasians came to the Americas and tried to establish a colony, they failed miserably and then turned to cannibalism to try and survive, because they couldn't figure out how to plant shit. They couldn't.
And don't let nobody get mad about that shit, because when you call it out, that's just history. They came over here, they couldn't survive, they started eating each other. Plain simple. Were they not smart? Don't we hold these people up on a pedestal in here? The founding fathers, the founding fathers weren't out there doing none of that hard work anyway. They had people doing that shit for them. These motherfuckers had bread. They weren't finna fucking do that shit themselves. But either way though, man, these folks came over. You're not as smart as you. I'm just gonna let it go.
Figure out how to plant crops and make that shit work. They did this twice. By the way, there were two whole colonies that were established by the Europeans that came here initially, and they couldn't figure that shit out. If you drop the average white American in an arid region of sub-Saharan Africa and give them a knife and say, figure it out, they would die. The point is, the skills and the forms of intelligence that you foster is dependent on your environment and what it is that you have to deal with, the problems that you have to solve on a day-to-day. And so, yeah, when you take an IQ test that is designed and geared towards white people in the West, and then give that to impoverished Africans who are dealing with a whole different set of problems and circumstances that they actually have to think about on a daily basis, obviously they're not going to figure that out. But there are different kinds of intelligence, and the kind of intelligence that one needs in order to survive in a arid, impoverished African nation, let's say. If there was a way to design a test to tabulate or to come up with a number that represents that level of intelligence, if you were to administer that to the average white American.
Imagine being able to build an app.
God damn it! He had a long explanation though. I ain't gonna hold you.
would have the IQ of a retard. And they would struggle to
Yes, we can say that word now, y'all.
This is bullshit. Also, we all know the story of the guy who was getting F's and D's and C's in class, right, on tests. He wasn't studying properly. Maybe he had some other shit distracting him. And then at some point, he really decides to focus and lock in, and now he's getting A's and B's. Did his IQ increase by any significant portion? No, he just decided to study. And you can study for IQ tests. You can increase the score you get on an IQ test significantly by just studying for it. So white people who try to appeal to IQ, I mean, they're just telling you, hey, I'm a fucking racist, dude. I'm a racist.
A quick vote.
And I wish you would have just gave this example, man. Take a rich, wealthy white family that sends their kids to private school, and then take a trailer park trash ass white family in Kentucky, in the hills of Kentucky. Compare their children, they say in the same grade, and have them take the IQ test when they're getting ready to graduate high school. Which one you think is going to be having a higher score? The one that went to private school and all this shit and learned all this special stuff, had a good environment, everything was taken care of, or this trailer park white kid that fucking went to public school and was probably struggling and was on food stamps and shit like that? Who you think gonna have a higher score? We all know who the answer is, but they don't want to use that example. They want to say black to white. They want to compare the best. And it's the same thing that immigrants do when they come to America. I notice a lot of Africans do that. And a lot of other black people that ain't smart enough even repeat this shit. They'll say that, oh, look at these immigrants that come over here to this country and they do so well. First off, these immigrants were doing better than everybody else over there. That's why they were able to fucking leave. But then they came to America, and you're comparing you as being a special person coming out of your country and able to get here to the bottom half of black Americans. I ain't seen one immigrant come to America that's doing better than Oprah. Like, but they always say they're doing better than all black people. Who they got more money than Michael Jordan? They got more money than LeBron James? They got more money than, well, I ain't gonna count Rihanna because she ain't really, I don't think, ain't Rihanna an immigrant? I think she's an immigrant. I'm not sure. She might not be. That forehead be telling me something. But either way, though, they compare to the bottom half of shit while they're trying to compare themselves to the top. If you compare the top to the bottom, it don't work like that. Compare that shit to the masses. But either way, though, he could have just compared two white people, a rich white family compared to a poor trailer trash white family. We all know that the family that had the money, kids are probably going to have the better test scores. But there's more ways they're in a better environment, and there's money to fund them actually learning more.
Voyage over the cognitive history of the 20th century, because during that century, our minds have altered dramatically. As you all know, the cars that people drove in 1900 have altered because the roads are better and because of technology. And our minds have altered too. We've gone from people who confronted a concrete world and analyzed that world primarily in terms of how much it would benefit them, to people who confront a very complex world. And it's a world where we've had to develop new mental habits, new habits of mind. Now, this dramatic change was drawn to my attention through massive IQ gains over time. And these have been truly massive. That is, we don't just get a few more questions right on IQ tests. We get far more questions right on IQ tests than each succeeding generation back to the time that they were invented. Indeed, if you score the people a century ago against modern norms, they would have an average IQ of 70. If you score us against their norms, we would have an average IQ of 130.
Wow.
Now, this has raised all sorts of questions. Were our immediate ancestors on the verge of mental retardation? Because 70 is normally the score for mental retardation.
Right.
Or are we on the verge of all being gifted? Because 130 is the cutting line for giftedness.
James Flynn, the political scientist who documented this pattern, showed that IQ scores increased roughly 3 points per decade in many countries throughout the 20th century. So, if IQ were purely genetic and fixed, that kind of rapid change would be impossible. Evolution.
And that's for all the races in the back, just so y'all know. We get smarter over time. If your IQ is pertained to your DNA, just like he said, nigga, you be right here. Your race would just be right here. This is y'all level. This y'all level. On average, this y'all level. No, people are getting smarter. It has nothing to do with genetics. But they always want to be on that genetic shit, talking about somebody genetically inferior. You know why people do that shit when they talk about black people? Because they know that black people are genetically superior. We can go out into the sun and not fucking get burned to death. The sun is actually energy for us, not an enemy to us. But they keep talking down on guy folks like that. That's crazy, y'all.
Does not move that fast.
Right.
Your great-grandparents were not biologically inferior to you. They just lived in a world with less formal education, less exposure to abstract symbols, less complex media, and different cognitive demands. Which means IQ scores are sensitive to the environment and improve when the environment improves. Access to schooling, nutrition, healthcare, the complexities of daily life, all of these things are relevant, and none were accounted for in Lynn's work. Because of course they weren't. Lynn was a self-described scientific racist.
Yeah.
His goal was to show how inferior black people were. Richard Lynn's work.
Look, here's all you need to do. Take 200 Somalian kids who have been living in America and been going to school in America.
That's the sound of an American oil company. Hard at work.
And they on his ass
Wanna
today,
be a part
y'all.
of it? Listen up.
Skip.
Since they were small, right? And take 200 high school graduates. I mean, I don't know if that much time has passed if we have Somalian immigrants that would tick off those categories, those boxes. But if we did give them an IQ test and see if the average is 70, right? They're Somalian. So the point here is, and I don't know where this initial test was administered. Where is this racist getting this information from? Probably not even Somalia. But, you know, obviously it's
there you go.
It's retarded.
On race and IQ heavily influenced The Bell Curve, a 1994 book by psychologist Richard J. Herrnstein and political scientist Charles Murray that argued intelligence is largely shaped by genetics with some environmental influence, and that IQ is a stronger predictor of life outcomes, income, job success, crime, out-of-wedlock births, than the socioeconomic status you were born into. The Bell Curve has been challenged by geneticists, psychologists, and statisticians for overstating the heritability of IQ across groups and for downplaying environmental variables, treating socially constructed racial categories as biological truth. Richard Lynn was one of the primary scholars who compiled and popularized cross-national IQ datasets, alleging to show innate racial hierarchies. This is the textbook definition of racism, by the way, that race is a fundamental determinant of human traits and that those differences produce an inherent superiority or hierarchy. Anyway, those datasets compiled by Lynn were later cited approvingly by the Bell Curve authors Murray and Herrnstein. In fact, Murray has explicitly acknowledged Lynn's work as part of the research base for their claims about group IQ differences. The problem is not simply that Lynn held extreme views, including open support for eugenics, but that his data practices have been widely criticized for flaws in its methodology. Upon reviewing Lynn's work, Witchert states the following: the assertion that the average IQ of Africans is below 70 is not tenable, even under the most lenient of inclusion criteria. Because Lynn missed a sizable portion of the relevant literature, their estimate of average IQ of Africans is clearly too low. Combined, the current systematic review and the results of our review of Raven's test suggests that the average IQ of African test takers is close to 80. We believe that the accuracy of estimates of national IQ of sub-Saharan African countries can be improved considerably. What Witchertz is saying here is that Lynn conducted bad science and that the average estimated IQ of poverty-stricken African people is actually close to average, which is usually defined as between 85 to 115. If their environment improves, so too with their average IQ scores, due to the Flynn effect. And remember, we are talking about countries that have faced civil war, famine, disrupted schooling, disease, and extreme poverty, not to mention constant exploitation by Western countries that literally persists to this day. The phone you're watching this video on contains cobalt, a chemical element that is abundant.
So the average African, the average sub-Saharan African, who is literally living in like some of the worst conditions on the planet, they still have what would be considered an average IQ here in a first world country. Can you imagine if these people had the resources? If these people had the resources that they have in the West? Oh my gosh. I mean, come on, man.
We say that shit all the time about the black community in America. in spite of all the bullshit that's been done, the redlining, the Jim Crow, segregation, all the shit, convict lease and all that drugs, war on drugs shit, the goddamn fucking, we know all the bullshit that they done. Just think if none of that shit was done, what black people would be right now. And I think that scares a lot of people. I think it scares a lot of people of other communities. Because remember, they used to always say that, like playing football. I know y'all know football. Playing quarterback, you had to be intelligent, you had to be a leader, you had to be able to process information. And black people weren't smart enough to do that. You know, they just weren't. That's why they didn't ever put them at quarterback. Well, now that we done debunked that shit, look at the NFL right now. Look at majority of Power 5 college football teams and their quarterbacks. Who's the majority of the time playing that position? It's just a lot to keep other people down, bro. There's a lot to keep other people down and make other people feel good. Some people, they just feel good about it, but they don't understand the grand scheme of things. It's just to stop other people from doing shit. But look at us now. They said that black people couldn't play baseball with white people. Once we got in the sport, look what happened to the sport. Now you got a lot of Hispanics up in now. Afro-Latinas in now. We already know what basketball happened to basketball. Shout out to Marcus. I see you up in here. Shout out to Lena. I see you up in here. But I'm going to finish this stuff up, man. It's crazy that these people keep trying to argue this genetic thing. Now, it's really more about environment. Like what environments you come from. If you're not taught certain things, you're not going to know certain things. You might not, that shit might not be important. Like in the black community, a lot of sons had to drop out of school and go work because that was what the family needed, while the daughters went to school. And then you sit around and say, why the fuck is a girl smarter than a boy? Because he dropped the fuck out of school to goddamn make some money, and she went to school and kept learning. She should be smarter. Environment changed. What was needed changed.
The truth is so clear once you're not a fucking racist.
In the Congo, this element is mined using child labor in the Congo, and not only does this mining degrade the environment and pollute the local water system, it results in birth defects of the children born there as they have high levels of cobalt and uranium in their blood. In 1996, the American Psychological Association's Task Force on Intelligence explicitly warned that environmental factors such as education, nutrition, and health significantly influence IQ test performance. If you ignore those variables and jump straight to biology, well, you're not following the science. So this brings us back to Zach's tweet. Yes, this claim is racist because it was made by a racist whose entire purpose was to denigrate an entire continent to uphold white supremacist narratives like,
and also seemed to be a pedophile. Let's not forget that part.
Eugenics. The claim wasn't a fact because facts survive scrutiny. They don't collapse the moment you ask who collected the data and whether other researchers could replicate those results. If your worldview requires Somalia or any other African country to be permanently capped at 68 IQ in order to make sense, then the science wasn't the point. The conclusion is, and that, ironically, is narrative pushing.
Man, he did a good job on that video right there. I hope that helps some people out in the back, because, you know, there's still some people out here that's like, no. It's like, dude, change people's environments, man. If all that is needed for you to survive, well, if what is needed for you to survive is to actually be out here in this field, planting these crops, working on these vehicles, not going into school and learning shit, there's a good chance that you might not know how to read, and you probably couldn't even pass IQ tests compared to somebody that's actually got the ability to get up like a normal kid, go to school, get their breakfast, lunch, come home, you know, study, eat their dinner, play whatever the fuck. You know how that shit go. It'll be a dramatic difference between the two, but for all these people to keep sitting around here talking about genetics, it's like, man, calm the fuck down, bro. Like, for real, you like stop telling on yourself before we even get started, because most of y'all telling on yourselves when y'all be saying that dumb shit, and it's just funny. And they never do a 1-to-1 comparison. It's never a 1-to-1 comparison. It's always the worst of the worst getting compared to something else. It's like, come on, man. But shout out to Young Don reacting to that video, man. But we gotta head on over to do another one. And y'all, I'm gonna drop the link after this one right here if y'all want to get in and get your little comments in. But this one's actually from Jew Almighty. And the name of the video is Why Asian Businesses Dominate Black Neighborhoods. Ooh-wee. Why Asian businesses, I'm saying it one more time like Dr. Umar, why Asian businesses dominate black neighborhoods. This should be a good one, y'all. So let's go ahead and jump to that and see what we got, man. Keep riding.
Ever wonder why there are so many Asian-owned businesses in Black communities?
Asian Americans were being given loans to open businesses in Black communities, even though Black people were not able to receive loans to open businesses in their own communities.
And if that plays a part in the Black community having the least amount of wealth in America, far behind white people, Asians, and Latinos now.
Black families have 9% of the net worth of an Asian American family and 16% the net worth of a white family.
Which really highlights a bigger issue. How can the Black dollar circulate in a community that doesn't own most of the businesses in it?
3% of businesses in Black communities are Black owned. And the reason why we have $2 trillion of spending power, but only 2% that's spent in our community is because we have nowhere to spend it.
If you look around just about any Black neighborhood in America, you'll see at least one carry-out beauty supply store, nail salon, liquor store, corner store, or dry cleaners owned by an Asian family, and increasingly other immigrant groups as well.
I'm gonna call you back. Listen, the only reason I'm in your stupid country is to make money, then go back home to Jamaica.
But the Asian community was the blueprint.
In 1882, the U.S. passed the Chinese Exclusion Act, banning most Chinese immigrants from entering the country. But if you owned a business, you could qualify as a merchant, which meant you could stay and you could bring your family over.
And none of this happened by mistake. Racism and discrimination played a huge part in refusing loans to Black entrepreneurs while approving them for Asians to start businesses specifically in Black communities.
That I work so hard to pay cash for my food truck. I have good credit. Can't even get a business loan because of the color of my skin.
But I'm Jew. Welcome to the channel. Please like and share the video. Don't forget to sub. Now, let's get into it.
Do all that shit over here.
Chinese food restaurants in Black neighborhoods. It's due to a very special type of seasoning called
Racism. It's what's for dinner.
Back in 1882, the U.S. passed the Chinese Exclusion Act, banning most Chinese immigrants from entering the country. But because the government loves money, it left a loophole. If you were a laborer, no entry. But if you owned a business, you could qualify as a merchant, which meant you could stay and you could bring your family over. Then in 1915, a court ruled that owning a restaurant counted as a business. And just like that, opening a Chinese restaurant became a one-way ticket into America. Then came a new problem in the 1960s. Basically, banks were racist as fudge.
To be clear, during the 1960s, Black people were still dealing with Jim Crow, fighting for civil rights, the right to vote. Things were still very segregated. Black people had to drink from colored water fountains, couldn't go in white restaurants. We were still victims of redlining, which was policy, telling Black people where they could and couldn't live, where they could own homes, where they couldn't own homes. And as you could imagine, Black neighborhoods got less resources than white neighborhoods, which means those white property values went up much more than Black neighborhoods ever did. And there's really a great movie that talks about the economics of this time period called The Banker with Anthony Mackie and Samuel L. Jackson.
Think about all the good we can do for the community. Taking it to the man. That's exactly what we're gonna do.
It really highlights that Black people at that time couldn't get loans. They couldn't get business loans. Sometimes they couldn't get loans to buy houses simply because of racism and discrimination. And at that very same time, the Asian community was trying to carve out their space and livelihood in this country, which a large number of them did by starting businesses. And even though they experienced racism in America as well, they had a different type of mobility than Black people did.
But I do think that Asian Americans have more advantages than Black Americans because simply you all didn't have to go through the systemic oppression that African Americans have had to go through due to slavery.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the Asian Americans that wouldn't be here right now and that would disagree are the people who bought into the model minority myth, because that was basically brought on to us as a way to somehow align us with whiteness in the sense that, yeah, we're accepted because we're smart and we were hardworking and whatnot. And although that's all true, it's also saying you're a good minority, therefore there must be a bad minority.
Exactly.
Right.
By white America, the Asian community was seen as the good minority, kind of docile, understanding their place in the world, not demanding too much. They didn't complain, they didn't fight back, they just put their heads down and worked, especially compared to Black people who were fighting back, protesting, marching, demanding rights. And due to all of that, they had a closer proximity to whiteness, which opened doors for them that would never open for the Black community.
Asian Americans have historically been racialized as emasculated in America under white
white supremacy, but some small dick lapdogs respond to that humiliation by trying to reclaim power and masculinity through proximity to power, through proximity to whiteness, and distancing themselves from blackness. In racial triangulation, Asians are valorized in comparison to black people, but still kept as foreign to white.
So no, they weren't treated as well as white people or even seen as white people, but there was this proximity to whiteness because they aligned with the way that white America wanted other minorities to behave. And they absolutely were pitted against the black community.
Yes, this is really important. Asian Americans were redlined from opening businesses in white neighborhoods because white people didn't want Asian Americans operating in their neighborhoods and didn't want Asian Americans profiting off of white people. But because the positionality of Asian Americans is weaponized to oppress black people, Asian Americans were being given loans to open businesses in black communities, even though black people were not able to receive loans to open businesses in their own community.
It's the craziest thing that.
And before he even say that, I want y'all to really understand that, especially because people always talk about people playing the victims and whining and all this stuff. Motherfucker got to be really, really jealous and really, really scared to like, okay, we're already doing some fucked up shit to you because, you know, we got you in segregate. We had you as slaves. Then we went to segregation, Jim Crow, all that shit. We got you in Jim Crow right now. We're redlining the fuck out of y'all. We're not giving y'all loans, unfair housing, all that shit. We're doing all that to you. But, you know, we really, I think we really scared of y'all. We a little jealous of y'all. Like, man, you got the Asian folks coming in. No, we gonna pit these Asians against y'all too now. We gonna add another group on top of it to fucking talk shit, hate, discriminate against y'all. We gonna give them, you know, y'all been applying for these loans in y'all neighborhood. You know, y'all said y'all want to open up a dry cleaner, a car wash, you know, a restaurant or whatever the hell. Look, we know we ain't give it to y'all, but guess what? We gonna give it to these Asians and let them come into y'all communities. Because they ain't coming in ours. You know, they ain't coming in ours. We're going to send them over there where y'all at and let them open up businesses. You know, the ones that y'all want to open up, we're going to let them open it up. It's like you using another group of people to harm a group of people, and y'all say y'all better than these people? Like, do all this shit that's been going on, y'all, like we talked about in the last video, all these things that they've been doing, and they still kept adding on. They going to add on after that. I'm like, it's crazy, bro. Like, what were you scared of? And I think it's when you really understand that you can't compete. That's why people losing their minds right now. They're talking about it's racism against white folks. It's a genocide against white people, the white replacement. No, you just actually a lot of people are the first generations to actually experience somewhat of a level of fair competition. Because it ain't fair right now. White people still have an advantage, but they're freaking out because they feel like that advantage that they had is slowly chipping away, and other people are going to have a fair chance with them. They don't want it to be fucking fair. They need an advantage to win. That's why I remember the first time I heard it. I heard it was a stupid ass saying, but it came from this white baseball coach. And because he used to cheat all the time. He would do dumb shit to try to cheat. And I asked him, why you cheating? He said, boy, you ain't cheating, you ain't trying hard enough. And he meant that shit. I was like, okay. I ain't gonna be cheating with your ass. But the sad part, you gotta read the game to win because you know they can't compete.
Think that back then a black person could own their own home, be educated, successful, have money saved, and go to a bank to start a business in their own community only to be rejected. Meanwhile, an Asian would get a loan on the spot to open that same business in a black community, which white America viewed as high risk, but not allow Asians to open up a business in white areas because they didn't want them in their spaces.
And as I've said before, as a result of this, Black wealth is essentially paid out twice when it goes to Asian American businesses. Once when the individual pays for the goods or services, and then again when the Asian American business owner removes the profit from the community.
That's the same with a lot of immigrant businesses that we see, especially these days. They will benefit from the black community, profit from the black dollar, but they don't reinvest anything. They're not part of our community.
I'll call you back. Listen, the only reason...
Hey, Arab community, anybody? When I told y'all I kept adding on the Arab community, y'all notice that? We got the Arab community. That they own pretty much all the gas stations where I stay at. Then you got the Hispanic community that they moved in. Just throw them over there with the blacks. Not gonna help the blacks out at all. Not gonna let them do anything that these other groups can do. Get the loans that these other groups can get. But you know, we're gonna throw y'all over there with them though, because we don't want y'all over here where we at. Just trying to compile on top of one group. And it's like, really? Like, what y'all afraid of, bro? And see, opposite, it's crazy how they don't want black people to be a competitor over all other races. Shaking my damn head. Africa actually would be the strongest power. They would be afraid of. We different. Yeah, we are. And if they wasn't, if they wasn't exploiting the continent of Africa, bro, man, look, take now the center of the world would be there on that continent. But they've done so much over time that They just rip the fucking shit out of that country and goddamn steal all their resources the way they can't build. It's always been a hindrance. It ain't that these countries just stupid and slow and dumb. No, it's these motherfuckers putting barriers in the way, taking advantage, doing evil shit around the world. That's why when any American leaves America and they actually have a conversation with somebody of another country, whether you go to South America, you go to Africa, you go to Asia, wherever you go, and actually have somebody talk truly to you, they don't fuck with America. Because America probably done did some fucked up shit to their country.
I'm in your stupid country is to make money, then go back home to Jamaica. Y'all girls have no ambition.
So they usually take that money and either help their own community or people, or they send it home for their families or to build up their own country.
Because usually people open businesses in their own communities, and this is mutually beneficial, where the business owner is making a livelihood off of providing goods and services to their community. And by being a member of the community, they're contributing and they're investing back into the community. This is an ideal situation, and that is not what happens with Asian American businesses operating in Black communities.
Why so many Asian businesses in Black neighborhoods? Asians looking to start businesses in America found themselves blocked from opening in white neighborhoods, mostly by banks that refused to give them loans anywhere near the wealth of those communities, which is just another way that the white community made sure that they stayed on top economically. They didn't want any other community building wealth or benefiting off of their money. Instead, banks offered loans for new businesses in Black communities, which most Asians, driven by a need to build a new life in a new country, accepted. Banks had deemed these neighborhoods as high risk for loans as part of redlining, the discriminatory banking practice of classifying neighborhoods worthy of investment based on racial makeup of the people who live there. Imagine that, the system telling Black people where they could live, forced them there, and then said because Black people live in these underfunded communities, it's high risk and nobody there is going to get a loan, except for Asians. So the division began. The Asian community was looking to survive and build a life, so they took loans where they could, which was in Black neighborhoods. And Black people couldn't even get loans in their own neighborhoods, but then had to buy from the Asian community, which of course caused a lot of resentment. Black customers, Korean grocers, need and mistrust. Shoppers complain of hostile treatment, but choices are few. Redlining is now illegal, but the legacy of those policies remain, and racism in loans hasn't gone away. In 2020, one survey found that Black people own just over 2% of businesses with more than one employee, despite being over 14% of the population. That makes building wealth extremely challenging and informs people's ability to attain or maintain education, find health care, or provide food and safety for their families. Getting loans and funding for businesses is 100% still a struggle that Black people are still experiencing today, especially compared to other minority groups.
I've been in business such a long time. Back in 2019, I purchased my first food truck. It cost me over $25,000. I paid it cash money. I worked hard to pay for this truck. I'm now selling it. I had a guy come to look at purchasing my vehicle, or my food truck. And he explained to me he's an illegal immigrant. He has no credit. He has no money in the bank. But he showed me his paperwork that he will receive funds to purchase my food truck. I'm thankful that he's buying it, but I'm hurt that I worked so hard to pay cash for my food truck. I have good credit, can't even get a business loan because of the color of my skin.
That's a struggle that a lot of Black entrepreneurs face. The first major hurdle of Black entrepreneurs in starting their business is a lack of startup funds, equity, or collateral, a result of the racial wealth gap. So for instance, where white entrepreneurs have no issue going to get a loan from the bank, the opportunity for Black entrepreneurs is not equal and just not there. When some white people want to start up a business, they borrow money from their families or their networks or have inheritance that they can use.
If you don't believe in white privilege, here are 5 insane statistics that prove it exists. Number 1, despite making up 60% of the population, white people hold 86% of total wealth in the US. This is from a large combination of factors, but most notably ancestral wealth. Number 2, compared to men of color, white men make more for the same job. In fact, they make up to 34% more on average. The advantage white men have over other people really sets them up for success in life. Number 3, an author calculated that the cost of white privilege in her life exceeded $300,000. Because of things like using family connections to get a job, inheriting money, and real estate, she's had almost a $300,000 head start compared to non-white people. Number 4, only 2% of Black households have a net worth of over $1 million compared to millions of white families. This isn't because Black families don't put in effort, it's because white families have been systematically given an advantage in society. And number 5, the average inheritance for white households is between $200,000 and $300,000.
For instance, if we go back to Redline, and if Black people had to own houses in certain neighborhoods that were viewed as high risk, and those neighborhoods didn't receive any funding or resources, their property values would not grow the way white neighborhoods would, which means that's more equity for white families to have to build wealth with that's passed down through generations that Black people buying houses at the exact same time did not have and aren't able to pass down. In 2022, for every
And look, and people understand that because y'all know what the whole gentrification shit going on now. Like we had white flight, y'all. We had that white flight where a lot of white people lived in the city, lived close to their job, and then there was a boom in the economy, whatever. So white people wanted to move out to the suburbs and buy those houses out there. So Black people were still living in the city because they had to stay close to their job because they weren't making no money for real. They ended up starting being able to buy their homes, or paying on buying their homes. And then next thing you know, white people want to move back into the city, and it's like these folks, their property values did not increase none for shit. So these houses were still cheap as hell, and they were getting them bitches on foreclosures. Man, I just don't understand how some of these people, like, they don't really know the history of their country, but they'll sit there and talk shit about a group of people. They don't know nothing that this country has done. They love it so much. They're a patriot. They'll die for this country. Don't know nothing about the history of this country. Just a bunch of super dummies.
$100 in wealth held by white households, Black households held only $15. That is so fucking frustrating to even read. The relative lack of collective wealth Black Americans hold compared to the wealth of other demographic groups means that Black Americans have lower rates of home ownership, a crucial asset for securing business loans.
I have veterans in my family. I'm a veteran. I've been self-employed for so long, but somebody, please tell me, how do I work so hard to have somebody who comes to this country, not long, no credit, and he shows me paperwork where they'll be funding him money to buy my food truck. Couldn't get a business loan, but I bust my ass to get the money to create my business.
It also means that Black people's money is often spent in businesses owned by non-Black people, meaning dollars go to someone else and are not reinvested in the Black community.
3% of businesses in Black communities are Black owned. That's a problem. And the reason why we have $2 trillion of spending power, but only 2% that's spent in our community is because we have nowhere to spend it. Our money stays in our community 6 hours. Black people, we want to do business with each other. We just have nowhere to do business with.
It's also true for businesses that accept a Black person's dollar but don't have Black suppliers, Black employees, or even Black maintenance. Black dollars spent rarely make it back to the person spending it. A classic story of gentrification. Like, say there was a Black beauty supply company in a Black neighborhood, and there was an Asian beauty supply company in a Black neighborhood. That Black business that already had limited funding usually wouldn't be able to compete with the Asian company who had better funding, better terms, and a more secure, cost-effective supply chain.
There are so many different products in this store. Where do you get most of them from? Are they manufactured in the United States?
No, about 90% of the items are sourced from China.
From China specifically?
Yes.
Many Black entrepreneurs were shut out of the industry due to a lack of access to capital and resources. Asian immigrants were able to secure financing and establish relationships with suppliers, giving them a competitive advantage over Black entrepreneurs.
Which is really how we get to a point that Black Americans who have been in this country for over 400 years are at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to wealth in America. The wealth gap between white people and Black people is almost unclosable at this point, with the Asian community being right behind the white community, and then the Hispanic community, and then at the very bottom is the Black community. Even though we are the people that have been in this country for 400 years, dealt with every form of oppression and racism, fought for every single right that every other minority group comes into this country and enjoys today. And there honestly isn't a quick fix or one solution that fixes this for Black people. There are just so many factors, from racism to systematic discrimination, starting directly after slavery and continued at least policy-wise until the Fair Housing Act of 1968, that has contributed to the lack of Black wealth in America. We know for sure from watching other communities and races do it that we can start to build wealth in our community individually and collectively by supporting Black businesses and ensuring that our Black dollar circulates in the Black community longer than just 6 hours, which is insane.
And so you have a solution, we have a problem, we want to patronize you. And then we're going to do everything that we can to make sure, by word of mouth, as you're advertising, right? Because you need to advertise your business. We're going to make sure that we patronize you. We do business with Black people because Black people do good business.
And if those Black business owners hire Black employees, support the community around them, then we can really start to build wealth as a people. Because with all of the racial injustice and discrimination we face, it makes sense where we are economically as a people, but we can't stay there. So maybe we need to start being a little bit more stingy with the Black dollar and ensure that we support Black businesses who are going to keep the Black dollar in the Black community. As a Black person, it really sucks to know that we built the foundation of this country, that these wealth gaps that we see are from white people that benefited off of free Black labor for hundreds of years, or systematic oppression and racism that kept Black people from building wealth while supporting wealth building in the white community, or looking at the Asian community that built generational wealth off having businesses in Black communities while giving nothing back. If we continue to support other communities that don't support us back, we will continue to be at the bottom of the economic totem pole, which isn't fair for us or the generations coming behind us. So like I said, we can't solve it in one day, but how about we start here? If there are Black businesses that you use or support, leave it in the comments for anybody else that watches this video so they can try to support those companies as well. And we can start ensuring that the Black dollar stays in the Black community for way longer than 6 hours. But shout
Hey, on some real ass shit, and people need for every community, I don't care which one you're a part of, but I know at least for mine, like we need to make sure we do that shit because there's been so many gaps put in front of us, so many roadblocks, and a lot of people don't truly understand the history of this country, so they don't know. They just literally sit and look at Black folks like, oh, they're just lazy folks. They just some lazy sons of bitches that don't want to do anything. They want to hand out, and it'd be the funniest thing because it comes from the people who come from a long line of people who have gotten nothing, y'all, but handouts. Like the entire existence in this country has been fucking handouts. And then other groups came in and got things that Black people couldn't get that, but white people were getting. So I don't know if you want to call that a handout too. You can call that a handout too if you really want to get down to it. But it is what it is though. But we're gonna have a little change of pace. Real quick, like for this last one. I got my boy Hurricane up in the building. What it do?
Salute. You already know. Hurricane JW, YouTube, Facebook, home for the HHN Special Report, Detroit After Dark, and the Fuck the Government Podcast. What's good, everybody? Salute. You already know.
Man, give me some of your thoughts on some of this shit so far, man. Because like a lot of people don't know what the fuck done really happened in America, bro. And they be talking so much shit. And I'm like, they breaking down a lot of these systemic issues that the government, banks, all these motherfuckers have done to try to hinder Black folks. Like, what's your thoughts on some of this shit?
Man, I've heard nothing but facts. It's like, yo, they keeping us down, and the motherfucking systematic shit is crazy. It's like, I heard a couple people that I'm subscribed to said that they had to have a white guy with them to get their business loan. And this is recent shit. So it's like, man, this is grimy. And motherfucker just wanted to open up a cigar shop or like a popcorn shop and shit. So I'm like, God damn. You know, so I'm like, damn, I gotta have a white guy with me in order to get my shit. I'm like, man, fuck that. Burn this bitch to the ground.
I ain't gonna
the last shall be first. I'm gonna get my business off the ashes of this fucking country.
But that shit be irritating, man. Especially when like you done grinded, you done worked hard. Cause I ain't gonna say this like here. I just bought a new truck. a little while ago. And before that, I had bought a Beamer. Like I had got a low ass loan. I got like a $5,000 loan. Put some extra money with that shit. Bought my Beamer, whatever. Fuck. Paid that bitch off. Paid it off in like I think like 2-3 months because I had majority of the money, but I just wanted to show payments. I just wanted to pay that bitch off. Nah, I wasn't balling, nigga. I was saving up money for like 4 years. Nigga, I was walking for 4 years.
That's what's up. That's what's up. He had a goal in mind. I want that Beamer, nigga. I want that Beamer. Yeah. That's what's up.
I was like, I'm gonna get that bitch. But like when I went to go buy the truck, I'm like, let me get a loan. Let me get a loan to get this one. But I know I'm about to spend significantly more, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a loan. And I had the money to pay for the bitch straight up. Nigga, I'm trying to tell you, they would not give me a loan. And my credit score is like a 690 something. What? Would not give me the loan for the shit. The only way they said they'll give me a loan is if I paid 3/4 of what the truck was worth at the time. I said, fuck that shit. I'm just gonna buy the truck. I don't even want to go through a loan with y'all because y'all was gonna get interest off this shit. But like they still do shit like that in that moment where they don't want to give out loans to certain people, no matter what your credit score is and shit like that. And it's like, but then I'll see somebody fresh out of high school and shit who parents done use their name on Avon and fuck their credit up, and they $60,000 loan for a brand new car. I was like, what?
What?
I see what side of town you stay on. I see what I see it. I see it. I was like, nah, bro. But oh, we got Op in the building. My bad. We got Op in the building, man. What it do? What it do? What it do?
What up, though?
Sure.
You
What
know
up, though? What's good? What's
In the
good,
building.
man? Wag. So, like I was saying, I was watching I watched The Banker about a few days ago. So, good ass movie. So, the way they fuck us over is to keep putting every other minority against us. Like I was saying in the chat, the Asian community is part of the 12 tribe of Judah. So if you notice, they did that with Asians, Mexicans, Arabs, all that type of shit. These are people that are part of our tribe. But if you notice, for some reason, Black Americans and Black people in general across the world, we get it the worst. When you look at Africa, and Jay, you said something earlier, they made Africa look smaller. For years, we grew up thinking Africa was a lot smaller and America was bigger. It's not. You can fit fucking America in there. And, what is it? Almost all America and Canada, or almost all of Canada and America?
I think you do all America, Canada. I think it's a couple countries you can actually fit inside of Africa and still have room left over.
The whole Western Hemisphere, goddammit.
Yeah, I mean,
the whole goddamn Western
Hemisphere. I'm actually Google that shit. But yeah, that point right there, you can fit America and a lot of other countries inside of Africa and still have space left over.
So that's a psychological thing. And then you think about, I forget what the real name of it. That's why I got respect for the comedian Godfrey. He grew up here, you know, from Chicago, seeing the Minister Farrakhan speak and all that. He be dropping a lot of knowledge. So Africa is not really called Africa. Asia is not called Asia. All these other countries, India is not called India. This is how powerful their Jedi mind trick, even though, like we talked about it, Jay, they're like 15% of the world. They're the smallest population of the world. And you mean to tell me they so devilish? Like the whole thing with the whole knowledge shit, the IQ test. You made the shit up. You coming from your part of the world and you giving people IQ fucking tests in a way that they don't know what the fuck you talking about. So yeah, you can make it seem that same way, but if Somalians gave that motherfucker an IQ test, he would fail. This is the bullshit that people don't ever think about. And when I talk to Black conservatives, you know, I got more patience now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm seeing the progression of certain people that become Black conservatives. So I got a little more patience. And when you actually have intelligence, you make them look so stupid. They get frustrated when it cuts you out, go off and all of that shit. And I'm like, what? But damn, I thought y'all was the part of the intelligence and all of that. You act like bitches. Like Amazing Lucas said earlier, you start crying and all. I ain't drinking no tears. That shit is cringe. I don't know. That's that white side of Amazing Lucas. I ain't drinking no fucking tears, bro. That's weird as fuck. But when you look at this shit, you find out exactly when you find out all the benefits that they get, they pin everybody against us, and the way we so dope and so fucking cool. They love our swag and everything. They want to copy us. You go to Asia, they got a big ass fucking hip hop thing over there. You go everywhere you go in the world, they love fucking hip hop. Every fucking where in the world. There's nowhere in the world you can't go. They don't love with hip. They don't fuck with hip hop. So they can't stop us.
Yeah, I'm about to say, to your point, it was even worse than what the hell we was talking about. According to Google, you could fit the United States, China, India, Japan, and most of Europe inside of Africa. They say that motherfucking shit is 11.7 million miles to the second. So I'm like, they try, and they really try to play it on like I wish I still had my map up behind me. I need to put that bitch back up behind me. But
no, we remember what that shit look like. Yeah, they make Africa look like smaller than Brazil or some shit.
Like I ain't even talking about that. I'm talking about the one we even using right now. The map that we still use right now is still not even generic. Like what the fuck? I'm over fucking up these words. It's not even a good representation of how big Africa is. Africa would take up majority of the motherfucking map. Like they would have to shrink everybody else, but they don't do that. They still keep, even on a regular map right now. If you look at a regular world map, they still don't have Africa. It's not even represented to the actual size of what it is. They
And
still
if
had
you
the
look in the
United States
Bible,
later.
if you look in the Bible, other countries ended up kind of getting separated from the continent of Africa. When you look at the Bible,
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? So they it's even in their own Bible what the actual map looked like. So the crazy thing is all this bullshit that they doing, motherfuckers got to go back to reading. Just go back to
That's for
fucking
real.
reading, dog. Actually, when somebody say certain shit, just look it up. But motherfuckers is just so racist and so evil, dog. Like I said, I'm gonna land it here so somebody else can talk. It's easy to say you're smarter than somebody after you conquer those people.
Yeah.
Easy to say that. Oh, I'm smarter. I'm smarter than JVJ and Hurricane. You know what I'm saying? I took over their house and all that, so I must be smarter than them. That's what it was. You ain't just an evil bitch. I
But look,
digress.
the sad part is like they took over their countries. They stole their resources. They limited their education. They limited what they could eat, what they could drink, what they could actually learn. Like, think about it in America. They wouldn't even allow black people to fucking learn letters. They would be cutting finger parts. They would be cutting body parts off if you a nigga knew how to read. That was against the law. And then you talk about I'm smarter than you. You literally set rules in place. You did evil things, and then you brag about being smarter after the fact. It's like I won the race. Yeah, you stuck like 17 nails in my goddamn fucking tires. Your motherfucker poured fucking olive oil in my goddamn oil tank, so my engine blew up. But you won the race though. I give it to you. You won the race though.
Also, my goddamn lawn. Hard
It's
up
like-
my family, and y'all still mad that we got the magic stick.
Hey, look, ain't gonna lie, man. Hit him with that 50.
Y'all ladies love us.
And look, that should be bothering them, man. That's what I told them. Black people like, and I know a lot of black people don't like when I say this shit, man. But I'm like, if I had to compare us to an animal or insect, dude, I compare us to roaches, nigga. We like roaches. It's like it seems like no matter what the fuck you do, it's another one coming around the corner. You can put down all the bug repellent. You can call the pest control guy. Call whoever you want. Call JG Whitworth, nigga. It don't matter. We still gonna be here. We still gonna be here. And that shit, I know that shit gotta scare some people because, like, dude, think about how these people crashing out right now with everything that's going on in the world. It's like, bro, that's chump change to what the fuck we got on our belt. That's chump change what y'all dealing with. And y'all crashing the fuck out.
No, don't we can't say roaches, man. I'm gonna be on my Tupac shit tonight. We gotta say we the rose that grew through the concrete. Cause I actually saw that shit one time. I'm walking down the sidewalk. It's probably like early 2000s. And I literally seen a rose the same way Pac explained it. A rose that grew through the concrete, right through the cracks. He said it was, hanging to the side. The rose petals weren't the prettiest. But you still trip out the fact that a fucking rose grew through the concrete. That's what we are.
I'll take the rose. I'm stick with the roaches.
See, you don't want to be beautiful. You don't want to be beautiful. You don't want to be beautiful. That's your problem right now.
Be
beautiful. We are
I
beautiful
feel like
people.
a black fist coming out the concrete. I see a black fist coming out the concrete. Like Black Power Revolution, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. That's us. That's our people.
Yeah, stupid, man. Fuck it out. Look, this is gonna be an interesting one right here, y'all. This last one right here for the night. This is gonna be an interesting one. We talking about them boys that ain't supposed to be talked about. Y'all know them people over there?
Talk about Habibi and them. Habibi and them.
Yeah. BB out there, bit. Fucking there was a conversation that happened on PBD, Patrick McDavid show, and these same MAGA folks that was all Trump, this, all Israel, all that shit. Well, they're starting to have some conflicts. The leopards are starting to eat each other's faces and shit. And I want y'all to see how interesting this conversation actually became, because it was funny. And I'm like, it's kind of going towards like the first video where the dude was crying about his wife getting deported and shit. But I'm like, nigga, you voted for that. So I'm like, it's gonna be interesting to see how these motherfuckers turn on each other over this shit. Cause I'm like, y'all all promoted to vote for this shit. But shout out to the channel, Both Sides. That's who we getting the video from this time. And man. Let's go ahead and knock this one out. Let me see what we got right here. Go right there.
So at some point, if everything we do is, but the Nazis, oh my, Pearl Harbor, it's like you're never going to get ahead.
Because you're full of shit, Adam. No. Because you love Israel. You can't, they can do whatever they want.
Question for you. Why hasn't Israel been held accountable?
You're not an anti-Semite. You don't hate Jews because you're criticizing Israel. And I get it. The Muslim world in Europe is doing what they're doing. I get it. But with zero accountability, that means, Adam, in 100 years from now, we're going to go, well, guess what? They did it, and who cares? Because they're our allies, so they could get away with murder. So, and I am us first. I don't give a shit about Bibi Netanyahu. I don't give a shit about Germany. I don't care about France. I don't care about anybody but the United States of America first. Once we're secure, then we can go talk to other people.
In this video, PBD podcast co-host Vincent Oceana absolutely destroyed and humiliated Patrick Bet-David and Adam Sosnick together. This is one of the rarest moments on Valuetainment when Vinny Oceana didn't stop, didn't hesitate, and didn't care about his job or his boss, Patrick Bet-David.
And Vinny is a straight up dumbass, just so y'all know. So that's saying a lot when Vinny humiliated somebody else, because Vinny's a fucking dummy.
Completely unleashed on both of them. Why? Because Patrick Bet-David and Adam Sosnick tried to defend foreign lobbying and massive foreign aid, but Vincent Oceana stood his ground and demanded accountability for how United States tax dollars are being spent. You have to watch this video until the very end to see Vinny Oceana silence the room.
All right, come on, man.
I'm sorry, just Israel in general. I'm sorry, Iran or Muslims and Israel and Jewish people. I'm sorry, just Israel in general. So and I don't want to say lesser of the two evils, but in this game that we're playing, you're leaning towards the side because one side's doing horrible stuff, the other side's doing horrible stuff. Are you going with the side it's more beneficial because the other side is more evil?
You know what it is, Candace? Guess what? Why don't she run in 2028 and her number one thing should be get rid of AIPAC and Israel lobby? See what it does.
Good luck.
No. What I'm saying is run on that. I'm actually not saying good luck. He's saying good luck.
I'm saying good luck.
Yeah. No, what he's saying is good luck, you win. What I'm saying is go see how many more people are for that. And that's America. Go prove your argument. Get support and run on that. Because when you're campaigning, a president chooses a handful of things to campaign on. You want Trump's top 5 to be Israel? No. By the way, every single president since Nixon days had a hard time negotiating with Israel. Every single one of them. AIPAC. Mm-hmm. Do you want them in there or do you want them out?
I want them out. Yeah, so it's like a
AIPAC helped you.
Of course.
This is such a
they're getting what they want and what they feel their interests are.
But are we supposed to let them get away with murder just because the enemy is way worse at doing murder? That's my point.
Well, wait,
exactly.
Now you guys can go
Here's
fight.
what you're failing to understand.
Please tell me what I'm failing.
And you just think of this in non-emotional, reacting like I'm in love with Candace Owens and everything she says.
You're in love with the
digest. I'm just saying.
Okay.
There's no perfect country on earth, bro.
I know that.
Do you though?
Yeah, I criticized Bush while I was in the military. That's why I left the military.
Precisely.
So continue. Yeah.
So you've been critical of your own government.
1,000%.
These are your NATO partners. This is Israel. This is Japan. This is South Korea. Every single one of these countries we've had issues with. We've gone to war with Germany, and now they're our ally. We've gone to war with Japan. We've gone to war with Italy. So at some point, if everything we do is, but the Nazis, oh my, Pearl Harbor, it's like you're never going to get ahead. So you want to do that? Oh my God, Candace once told me about USS Liberty. I get it.
No, she didn't. Me and Tom had that
Awesome. You found out for yourself. But none of this is new. The JFK conspiracies, the Bolshevik Revolution thing, Israel has been dealing with this forever. You think Israel is just this perfect country that is innocent, that has never done anything wrong? No.
Have they been held accountable for any of it?
Go ahead. Are you the guy?
No. Because you're full of shit, Adam. Let me ask you a question. No. Because you are.
You see what he's trying to do? He's trying to excuse the atrocities and the fucked up shit that Israel's done by bringing in Germany, who really didn't do nothing to the United States. The United States decided to get into the war to stop the Nazis. The Nazis weren't fucking with Americans. Like the United States got
no. It was like a 3-on-1, 3-on-2. I mean,
no.
3-on-2.
You know what they did, Jay? They wanted to get on that so they can get their scientists over here, and that's what they did.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of
Paperclip, Project Paperclip, nigga. Let's get it.
The United States felt like they could get something out of that. That's why we
created NASA.
War.
They got NASA out of the goddamn deal.
Yep.
Created NASA in this bitch.
And he talking about Japan. We went to war with Japan. I'm like, okay, these countries we went to war with, are we giving them motherfuckers $11-something billion every goddamn year? Because we ain't went to war with Israel, but we giving Israel all this money. And I think that's what old buddy over here trying to argue that shit. He's like, he said he cares about America first. America first. Why are we giving them all this fucking money? And he's talking about, well, you're saying they did all this bad stuff. Yeah, other people done did bad stuff too. Yeah, we know that. But why are we giving them money though? But let's see where it go, man. Let's see where it go.
You love Israel. So, you can't. Adam, they can do whatever they want.
I acknowledge
they can do whatever they want.
They are a better ally than enemy.
But you're saying they can get away with murder, Adam, because we're supposed to forget about it.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's horse shit.
Who has done worse things to America?
Okay.
Listen for a second.
Go ahead.
Don't be emotional.
No, how am I not going to be emotional?
Who has attacked America worse in the last 100 years? Germany or Israel?
Germany or Israel?
Yeah, who's had more deaths of Americans? Germany or Israel? This isn't a trick question. This isn't tough, bro.
Killing Americans?
Yes, killing Americans.
In war.
In a war.
Germany.
Okay, great. Who's killed more Americans? Japan or Israel?
Hold on, pause real quick.
Okay.
Hold on, hell no. We literally just talked about this before this motherfucker said that shit. Dog, if we didn't jump in the war, they wouldn't touch no Americans. What the fuck is he talking about? We jumped in the shit. That's why we lost Americans. Hey, get the fuck out of here, bro.
He's trying to do he's trying his best to do a false equivalence to, and think about it. We don't even fund those other countries. We make Japan, for the people that don't know, we make Japan and Germany pay us for us to have bases in their country.
Yep.
They pay the United States. Israel don't pay us nothing. And we didn't go to war with Israel. Besides, that one time they shot and killed all them goddamn fucking sailors on the USS Liberty, and they act like they didn't know what the fuck they was doing, even though the shit lasted for a couple hours. So I'm saying, why we talking about that?
I covered that. I covered that on my HHN. I covered that too. They was wild. They left them out there to die.
Dude, they
that
was
shit stood though. That bitch stood strong though. That bitch was strong though.
Yeah. They were trying to fight back. But shit though, like, and they never made them pay for that. But I'm gonna let them keep going. Dude, it's a false equivalency. What he's doing right now. It's not even in the same ballpark of being the same things. But either way though, I'm gonna let them keep going.
Let's pause right here. Notice exactly what is happening on the PBD podcast. Adam Sosnick is trying to make Vincent Oceana look bad by comparing modern-day Israel to Germany and Japan during World
Commercial.
War II. But Adam Sosnick's argument is completely false and makes zero sense. Let's look at the actual facts and data. Adam says Japan and Germany killed more Americans in the past, so we shouldn't complain about our current allies today. But Germany and Japan are not taking billions of free US tax dollars to fight their wars right now. In fact, Japan and Germany help pay the United States to keep US military bases inside their countries. On the other hand, the United States gives Israel $3.8 billion in military aid every single year, and recently approved another $14 billion emergency package. Also, Adam Sosnick tries to joke about the USS...
Oh, hold on. He said 13, but it says 14 in 2024, y'all. They gonna send their ass $14.3 billion in emergency military assistance and $9.2 billion for humanitarian aid, including support for the Gazan civilians. Y'all know ain't none of that money going to people in Gaza.
What the fuck is the U.S. getting in return to do all this shit for Israel?
Exactly.
Israel small as fuck.
Children. Allegedly.
What the fuck? They can't give us nothing. We giving them everything. They can't give us shit. So it's like,
they got Mossad, but they probably got a lot of shit on a lot of. Look, that's gonna be the biggest question, and that'll be probably one of the biggest.
Oh no! I just thought about something. Allegedly. Think about all the countries they warring with. What gold do they have? You know what they call black gold. Everybody
that got oil. Yeah, man, the United States been wanting to have a foothold in the Middle East for a long time.
They would have to give up all that
shit. The 70s, right? Like Tanzania or like Tanzania, whatever the fuck place. Yeah.
Wow.
I think the Suez Canal, the motherfucking situation with the Suez Canal over there in Egypt, I think. So, get them.
Like these motherfuckers, they know what the fuck they like. You know, it's a lot of things. But the sad part, I really think they got a lot of shit on America. Like, to be honest with you, I think they got intel on them. Yeah, man, because they got Mossad is one of the best intelligence agencies in the world. Like, regardless of what a lot of people believe, them Jews, like Jews are everywhere in the world. And remember how you got to be a Jew. Your mother just had to be a Jew for you to be a Jew in their eyes. So it's like they got a lot of people around the world, bro. They got a lot of people around the world. Mossad, a lot of these people are secret agents for these motherfuckers. Got government jobs and all that shit, man. Look, they got some shit on the United States, but also, yeah, they probably do a lot of dirty shit with each other. But either way, though, let's keep going, man. Because like the dude's just asking a basic question: why are we giving them all this fucking money? And they pretty much, he just gonna turn on his ass.
Package. Also, Adam Sosnick tries to joke about the USS Liberty incident, but that is a very serious historical event. In 1967, Israeli forces attacked a United States Navy ship called the USS Liberty, killing 34 American sailors and wounding 171 others. Vinny Oceana is completely right to bring up history and demand respect. As an American taxpayer and a military veteran, Vinny has every right to ask why his money is funding foreign conflicts without any accountability. Patrick Bet-David and Adam Sosnick treat this like a simple business game, but Vincent Oceana brings real logic and heart to the valuetainment set. Let's see how Vinny Oceana fires back and takes control of the debate.
No, on that, okay, but you just proved my point. So you can't, hold on, Adam, you just proved my point. So
you don't have a point.
USS Liberty, your point is, USS Liberty, dancing Israelis, cheering at night, the fucking towers were coming down, cheering, they all were part of intelligence.
So why aren't you yelling and bitching about Japan or Germany?
Because they're not our freaking our because why? Because their prime minister doesn't come to Congress and everybody stands up and worships him like he's Jesus Christ.
That's
because they know
why?
who the guy in charge is, Adam.
Well, no.
They're not our. Hold on. Are they bigger allies? Do we give them as much money as we give to Israel? And they can do whatever they want. And you're failing to go back to what I said about Candace. You're not an anti-Semite. You don't hate Jews because you're criticizing Israel. And I get it. The Muslim world and Europe is doing what they're doing. I get it. But with zero accountability, that means, Adam, in 100 years from now, we're going to go, well, guess what? They did it, and who cares? Because they're our allies, so they can get away with murder.
So there's dozens of wars going on all around the world.
Yes.
Why aren't you talking about
who's
the war
the closest
in
ally?
Syria,
Because, Adam, my
Yemen,
tax dollars...
Because his money going to it, nigga. That's what he focused on. He bringing it up because American tax dollars are going to fund this shit. And they killing kids over there. That's why he's saying something about it. Yeah, there's a lot of other wars going on. Adam, you don't give a fuck about the homeless person down the street, probably sitting outside the studio where you at right now. But you got more energy for fucking Israel, though. That's all the way across the goddamn ocean. Like, come on, make it make sense, man. That's a bullshit ass argument to try to hit them with, but that's kind of that's like one of their gotchas. Like, well, why don't you care about this? Because I'm talking about this, nigga. That's why.
Right.
We can talk about that shit next. If you really want to get down to it, we can talk about that shit next. But at the time right now, we talking about this. Don't try to change the subject and move the goalpost. Like, I think anybody would have an issue. Like you go to work every day, you come home, you got a stay-at-home wife and shit, and you just keep looking at the accounts like where the money going. You got the right to want to know where that's money going. You putting it in the accounts. Like, come on now. Like, you ain't got no say-so over your shit.
Right.
But this motherfucker, he wanted to see, man, look, I'll let him keep going, man. I unless y'all got something. Y'all got something, if y'all want to put it in real quick, like, because I'm like, this nigga
no, let it ride. Go ahead. Get him.
All right.
My tax dollars are going to what's happening over there in Gaza, Adam. And if you've been keeping toll of the death count of children and everything, that sits on my mind. Because at what point is that going to stop? So when is that going to end?
What other wars?
And by the way, again, wait, let me guess. Because I said that, I support Hamas and I hate Jews. Is that what it is?
I don't want to see any deaths of
Come
anyone,
on, man. But the numbers are staggering in the other way. When is that going to stop?
Good luck in this position you're taking. Because all you're doing is aligning yourself with Iran.
Oh, here it is. See, and that's it. Because
there you go.
Hold on. I gotta do it.
It's good to be alone for a minute in the confession room.
Niggas is wildin'. This dude tripping, bro. He literally just did it. It's like you criticizing what that government, what that country is doing to another group of people, and you turn around and say, "Oh, you support Iran." you support what's the name of that group over there that they keep talking about? Hamas. You support Hamas?
Yeah, Hamas.
Because I'm being critical of what the fuck. Like, we see the numbers. Like when all them people were sitting up here defending that shit, and it was a lot of damn Republicans over here defending that shit in the beginning. Because I was over here calling that shit out over there, and then I just said I'm just slide back on, because guess what? That ain't our fucking problem. But when this fucking shit popped off over there, they always keep talking about January or June, whatever date they want to go to say
January 6th, some shit.
Yeah, there you go. They want to go to that date as if y'all like Israel wasn't fucking with these people and trying to steal their land, been stealing their land and killing their people for fucking decades. But y'all want to jump to this date though when they finally did something back. It's like, all right, but now you saying, okay, they fighting the war, but then like when you keep looking at the death tolls, it's like they went into this building and killed 100 people. And guess what? About 89 of them motherfuckers was women and fucking children. And y'all talking about great operation. It's like, no, that's no good operation. Y'all just over there killing them people. We've been saying it. And he bringing it up, man. And he got a valid point in that. Like, dude, it's like, okay, when they took out 4 of our people, we're going to take out 120 of theirs. And we're supposed to be sitting here like, yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. That's equal. Like, these folks sick in the goddamn head, bro. It's like, that's just straight evil. Like, evil promoting evil. They need to take their ass back to Europe and it wouldn't be no problems over there. Take your ass back to fucking Germany, where y'all fucking from, because you ain't from there. You Ashkenazi Jews, bitch. Anybody can be a Jew of any race. Your ass is European. Take your ass back to Europe, where you from. But now you want to stay over there, and the United States got a vested interest with y'all being over there, so now these fucking Arab people got to die. And anybody else that might be over there. And dude ain't cool with that shit. He say he don't want his money going to that. We talk about we can't pay black people reparations, but we can send $14.5 or $14.3 billion in 1 year to another fucking country. Like, come on, bro. We got the money.
Always have to take a side. Adam, how about this? America, I don't know how hard this is to understand. I am us first. I don't give a shit about Bibi Netanyahu. I don't give a shit about Germany. I don't care about France. I don't care about anybody but the United States of America first. Once we're secure, then we can go talk to other people.
Then, Vinny, unfortunately, you're a child. Because every grown-up country has allies.
I never said allies. Adam,
yes.
Once you serve in the military.
Ain't talking about a grown-up. Ain't Trump over here ruining all our allieships with all these other different countries?
Right.
And he talking about Canada need to come to 51st state. We want to take Greenland. He over here shitting on everybody else at the UN council meetings and shit. I'm like, he started
the Gulf of motherfucking America and shit. You know, like, I'm gonna change the Gulf name to the Gulf of America.
Yeah, look, Vinny need to grow up. He need to be an adult in the room right now. When we got a child in the White House doing whatever the fuck, playing goddamn I declare war out this motherfucker. Like, goddamn, I think you're fucking battleship, nigga. Like, it's just crazy, bro. Like, and the dude, he's standing on principle. Even though he a piece of shit and he advocated for this shit to be going on right now, he is right on this topic right now, in my honest opinion. And this Adam guy, bro. Yeah, bro. Just keep. He Jewish, so he a Zionist, so that's probably why he on this type of time. But either way, though,
then you could talk all this shit you want.
Wow. Vincent Oshana just took total control of the PBD podcast. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel right now if you agree with Vinny Oshana. It is so important to engage with this video so more people can hear the truth. Adam Sosnick tries a very cheap trick here. Just because Vinny Oshana asks for accountability for U.S. tax dollars, Adam Sosnick accuses him of aligning with Iran. That is a weak and desperate argument. Vinny Oshana is a military veteran. He knows the ugly reality of war, which is why he brings up a very sad and real fact: the massive death toll of innocent children. According to global organizations like UNICEF, well over 15,000 children have been reported killed in the recent Gaza conflict. This is not a game. These are real human lives and real American tax dollars. Patrick Bet-David tries to look at it like a cold math problem, and Adam Sosnick acts like a blind cheerleader for a foreign country. But Vinny Oceana is the only one on the PBD podcast speaking for the everyday working citizen. Vinny says he is America first, and he refuses to back down to Patrick Bet-David or Adam Sosnick. Adam even tries to insult Vinny by calling him a child, but Vinny proves he is the only adult in the room. Let's watch the crazy conclusion where Patrick Bet-David admits something truly shocking about foreign lobbying.
Question for you. Why hasn't Israel been held accountable?
I think that, well, I think you could look around the globe in terms.
Bitch, stop stuttering and just fucking say it.
Right.
Oh, here.
Right.
Oh, here.
Today, Junior.
Look. When they want to say what's wrong with the black community, I'll tell you what's wrong with the motherfucker right now. Okay, why you think Israel ain't been held accountable? Well, you gotta, hey, bitch, what? Open your motherfucking mouth, bitch.
The diplomacy.
I don't want to disrespect the Jews.
Yeah, little scary ass motherfucker. Watch this shit again, y'all. Little scary ass.
I think that, well, I think you could look around the globe in terms of diplomacy. Why is any country not held accountable? Because they skillfully prevent themselves from being held accountable, and they make friends and.
What the fuck does that mean?
Right.
Why are they not held accountable? Because they skillfully do things to make sure they're not accountable. Yeah, what are those things, motherfucker? You pretty much just
secret agent shit. Right, that's some secret agent shit.
Right, they didn't answer the fucking question.
Do things in certain ways so that they'll say, look, I know you borrowed my car and you did a lot of damage to it.
Get the fuck
but
out
I
of
really need your help at school because we're both on the same football team. I'm going to overlook the car and we got to be teammates over here. That's how diplomacy works.
Since
slap this nigga. What? No, what? That's a diplomacy. I'm a what? What?
Hey, look, and that's why they all found them. Dude, that's why they all found them Epstein files not really coming out. Diplomacy.
You can even go John F. Kennedy. You can go to Carter. You can go to all these guys.
Kennedy and Robert McFarlane.
None of these guys have ever been able to negotiate favorable terms for the U.S., why do you think that is?
Because either Israel has got things on us and we are not without sin, or they have been able to lobby successfully to talk us out of it. It's one of the two.
Okay, so which one do you think it's more?
I think there's probably a little bit more chess game on some of the stuff we've done CIA around the world, and they've got that. And they're also just incredibly skillful, omnipresent lobbyists.
So they probably all.
See, he's still trying to play like it's both. Man, it's number one. They got some on the United States. The United States did a lot of dirt around the world, and they got evidence of it. They gonna hold it over their head. It's called what do you call it? What's that term? Blackmail.
Leverage. Yep. Blackmail. Yep.
Blackmail, leverage, all that shit. They got some on it. Because there will be no reason for the United States to be giving away $14.3 billion in 1 year to a country that don't do nothing for America. Yeah, we share intel, but guess what? We share intel with a lot of fucking countries. Because our intel just got cut off when it came with the UK and France and all them when we snatched up when we was actually bombing the boats off of Venezuela. They cut that intel off. They cut that off back then. So I'm like, we ain't giving them motherfuckers no goddamn money. So why we giving Israel money for intel? Nah, they got some on the United States, bro.
Also have some dirt on U.S. to say, hey, if you do this, guess what? Like the whole thing with Epstein when his brother came over and by the time he walked away, I was convinced both he and his brother were part of Mossad. And if I have to put money on the fact that Epstein has a lot of dirt on God knows how many people as a Mossad agent and sending those assets back to Israel, how valuable would that be?
Very valuable. So I'll make my answer shorter because you're asking me to, and I will. It's either dirt or you've got leverage of mutual interest.
What a wild and completely disturbing ending to the PBD
It's the same fucking thing.
Exact same thing.
Seriously, need to talk about what Patrick Bet-David.
You got dirt or you got leverage. Ain't they the same fucking thing? If you got the dirt, you got leverage, nigga. And you can't have leverage unless you got the dirt. So like, it's
right.
Talking out both sides of the motherfucking neck.
Just casually admitted to millions of Valuetainment viewers. Patrick Bet-David basically said that foreign intelligence agencies use extreme blackmail, specifically naming Jeffrey Epstein to control powerful American politicians and secure billions in U.S. funding. But instead of getting outraged about this massive corruption, Patrick Bet-David just smiles, calls it the game, and says that is just how politics works.
Nigga, just like the wire, bitch.
When you accept foreign blackmail and dark money as just a game, you are normalizing the absolute betrayal of the American taxpayer. If American leaders are controlled by leverage, they are no longer working for us, period. And then you have Adam Sosnick, who completely embarrassed himself. Adam loves to play the tough guy, but here he completely rolls over for foreign interests. Adam actually had the nerve to insult Vinny Oshana and call him a child. Let's remember a hard fact. Vincent Oshana actually served in the United States military. Vinny knows the ugly reality of war. Adam Sosnick has never sacrificed anything for this country. Yet he sits there telling a veteran to calm down while billions of American tax dollars are shipped overseas. This is exactly why Vincent Oshana was the absolute clear winner on Valuetainment today. Vinny refused to accept Patrick Bet-David's terrible excuses. He didn't care that Patrick Bet-David was his boss and signed his paychecks. He cared about the truth. Adam Sosnick lost this debate terribly. His historical comparisons were an absolute joke, and his disrespect toward a military veteran was disgusting. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you
And look, y'all tell me what y'all think about that shit, because I think the motherfucker done lost their mind. When it pertains to this Israel situation, man, I think a lot of people are waking up to it. But, man, Hurricane, give me your thoughts on it. Matter of fact, just give me your final thoughts on this shit for the night, because we about to get up out of here, bitch, anyway. He kind of irritated me right now, because it does irritate me when I see people that have never served the country talk down to veterans who actually had to put their lives on the line and be in these combat situations. They want to tell you what
you
war
was
is like.
there, dog. You was in that shit. You was there, right, nigga. I fought this shit.
They're like, let me tell you.
Bitches.
Yeah, the motherfucker, they be like, let me tell you about what war is like. And I'm like, you ever served in the military? No, but I'm going to tell you. Like, bitch, how about I tell you I served? Nah, we don't want to hear what you got to say. Say, bitch, what? You ain't never put your life on the line, motherfucker.
Feelings and shit. This missing my shit. Like, nah, bitch, I'm about to judo chop your ass real quick.
Yeah, man, give me your thoughts
military takedown.
Yeah, give me your thoughts on this shit, man. Whether it's just this one or you cover all of them, it don't matter. Give me your final thoughts on this shit, man, because that shit crazy to me.
Oh yeah, when it comes to the systematic racism videos, this shit true. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers gonna keep us down. It's like, like even when we did build the motherfucking Black Wall Streets, they motherfucking burned us up and flooded us out. It's like, goddamn, like, can a nigga motherfucking make it? And when it comes to the Israel shit, hashtag fuck Israel, because I will never forget what that lady said on that panel. She was like, the threat to Israel is young black boys. What does young black boys got to do with Israel? So I'm like, all right, like, we a threat without even motherfucking being involved. So it's like, what the fuck? So fuck Israel on that shit.
Yeah, look, we can't even point out Israel on the motherfucking map. Bitch, how we a threat to you? We don't even know yet.
Exactly.
That shit don't make no damn sense, man. Look,
But great show, though. Great show. You know how it is. Great show, great panel, great chat. Shouts out to everybody in the chat.
Oh, let them know where to find you at again, though. Make sure you hit that in real quick.
Oh, yeah. You catch me at Hurricane JW2 on YouTube and Facebook. Home of the HHN Special Report, Detroit After Dark, and our Fuck the Government podcast.
Y'all make sure y'all go sub. But like, for real, man, y'all ain't. Make sure y'all do, man, because we got to start supporting motherfuckers around here. Like they talked about earlier, man, support black business. This is the black business around here. You got to support our ass. But look, man, like when it comes down to all this shit, man, from the first video, look, man, those first two were just really to try to help people understand, like, look, man, you don't really truly understand. A lot of Americans truly don't understand what actually transpired in this country. And for all those people that say this shit happened so long ago, motherfucker, it ain't even been 70 years. It ain't even been 70 years. This shit was happening in the 60s, the 70s. In the 80s, in the 90s.
Yeah, people still remember the dog bites. People still got the dog bites right now. Still alive to this day that was there in the fire hose with the dog bites, getting tossed off the motherfucking bar counters and shit. Like, yo, these people still alive right now that been through that.
There's still people that are like, people that actually were born into slavery, like the last kids that were born into slavery. There are people still alive right now. Like, for these people that don't know, like, it's crazy that we try to dismiss this shit. So the first part, man, is please educate yourself on American history and understand it. Because Black history, for all the white people that get mad when they talk about, y'all got a Black history. No, that's just a time to tell more of American history, because, you know, you don't want to talk about it, but for 1 month out of the year, and it seems to happen to be the shortest fucking month of the year, that you want to actually even bring up the concept of what the fuck you did to even build this country. But that's just American history, bro. Black history is American history. You can't have America without Black. Just throwing that out there for you. But it was just to educate and let people understand, like, when they sit around here and talk down on Black people and all this stuff, you need to look at the systemic things that actually cause how Black people are in the position that they're in, especially when people want to talk about IQ, because environment matters a lot. Certain environments going to breed certain things. That's why white people want to send their kids to the best schools. They want to be in the best neighborhoods. You know why? Because it leads to certain outcomes. And that's why they keep certain people in certain fucked up outcomes or certain fucked up environments, because those environments lead to other outcomes. You know, the school.
In my project.
Like,
in my project, that's all I gotta say. That's
like,
all I gotta say.
So I'm saying, like for real, like, motherfucker need to really truly understand that, man. Do some research and shit when you start hearing people talk about these certain things, because you can find it, man. We live in a technological age where you can look things up. Now, to this whole Israel shit right here, I told you, like, before, man, when I seen all the shit popping out, obviously anybody with a goddamn conscience, you would think, or like Lucas like to say, an IQ above room temperature, you can understand what the fuck was going on over there that was fucked up. It's fucked up. It was a genocide happening against some people, and we sat around and kept funding it and didn't do nothing about it. Now it's to the point, it's like, look, man, we got to have a real conversation about this. Why is our money going over there? Because obviously we're not going to do nothing about them murking all these people, getting us to bomb Iran for their ass and shit. We ain't gonna do nothing about that. But can we at least have a say-so in our American dollars? And if you want to actually have a say-so, if you one of the people that want to be in that group to say we're gonna say something and stand up against it, you gotta also pay attention about who the fuck you voting for. Stop voting into the motherfucking White House. That might be a good start. Start actually looking for candidates that actually give a fuck about your well-being, not somebody that has never even been to a fucking grocery store unless it was like a promo for something. I'm like, it don't make no damn sense. You're trying to align yourself with people that can't even relate to your lifestyle, but you think they're gonna help you. That don't even make no damn sense. But with this Israel shit, man, we do got to be more conscious about our money, and we need to say something about that, especially us in the Black community. When we sit around and constantly hear people say that we don't deserve reparations, when we gave reparations to the motherfucking the fucking Jews of the Holocaust, and we didn't even do that to them, gave them fucking reparations. We gave reparations to the Japanese for putting them in internment camps at the Pearl Harbor and shit. We actually even gave this the cherry on top. We gave money to the slave owners who had to free their slaves. But to the motherfuckers that were enslaved for all these years and discriminated against throughout all the history of this country, we can't do nothing. But we will send some money overseas to some motherfuckers that we didn't do nothing to. No, we need to start calling that shit out. And I salute that gentleman for calling him out, even though he a piece of shit. He dumb as fuck. And he promoted fucking putting Trump in office. He at least right on this one. A broken clock can be right twice a day. But look, man, that's all I got for y'all tonight, man. Like, fuck, man, I'm gonna ran out of breath saying all that shit. But look, man, for real, I hope y'all keep supporting over here. Oh yeah, I got a new channel coming out. I'm gonna actually drop the link for the next video when we do one tomorrow. We're gonna do a live stream tomorrow. Got a new channel coming out. I need all y'all to sub up. Make sure y'all sub up, because we're gonna be going hard on Monday, dropping brand new content and shit. But like, for real, I appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight. Everybody that was in the chat, like Hurricane said, Van, all y'all, Marcus, I seen all y'all in the chat. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, share, turn notifications on, all that in the bag of chips. Really helps out over here. Hype the video. I don't know how y'all do that, but I heard you can do that shit now. But yeah, we about to get the fuck out of here. It was fun. It was great. We're gonna catch y'all in the next one as always, man. Peace.